Hi everyone, this is Danielle from A Novel Plan. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're returning, welcome back. It's great to see you guys here. Today I am going to be working on my notes pages that are before the month in my Erin Condren hourly. So this blank notes page here and this dashboard. Okay, so I posted a video last week kind of explaining how I was going to be setting this up, but today I'm actually going to be setting it up. I'm going to be using a couple washies. These two are from Sweet Bean Plans. This one is a little Baby Yoda with her character, which is called Bean, and it has silver foil in it. And then this one is also from her shop. It is like her Mouse Fetty foil. It has silver foil with little Mickey heads in it and stars. So these are the two that I'm going to be pulling into this. I tried finding some that matched with this pink. This is the closest I could find. So, and then I'm also going to be using a couple mild liners. And then that's going to be it, pretty much. Those two and a pen. Alright, let's start on this page here. So this page is going to be a brain dump page for me. This is just going to be a page that anything that comes to mind during the week when I'm working in my planner, when I'm not, and I need to jot it down someplace, this is what it's going to be. It can be an idea for my YouTube channel. It could be a recipe I want to look up in a certain recipe book. So that is all this is going to be. Super simple, super plain, super easy. So I'm going to pull in these two washies on this page only. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this Yoda washi at the bottom here, and then this pink is going to go at the top. First things first, this is nice and quick and easy if I can find the end of the roll. I'm just going to put this straight across the bottom. I'm not even going to white it out. I'm just going to use this as a little bit of extra decoration just so it's not plain and boring. Kind of catches your eye just a little bit. Plus, I'm obsessed with The Mandalorian right now, and so having Baby Yoda on this is just perfect. So I'm just going to use this bookmark that I got from Lime Life Planners to kind of rip it a little bit. Same on this side. I don't really want to pull out my slice tool at the moment, and that works perfectly. At the top, I'm going to be using this other washi. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I've never done this before, so we shall see how it goes. But I want to kind of make a flag. From what I've seen people do, actually maybe I should cut it first. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down really quick and cut kind of the length I want. We'll say there. There we go. So what I've seen done is that people take this and then they fold it in half on itself, like right on the end that you kind of want to make the flag, like that. And then you cut the shape of the flag that you want. I don't have my scissors handy, so I'm going to have to use a X-Acto knife or an X-Acto knife. I'm going to cut up this way, or cut down, might be easier. There we go. And then let's see how that turned out. So that's what it turned out like. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. There's like a little flag shape. I kind of cut it wonky there, but that's okay. So that's exactly what I want, and I'm gonna put this right in this little box area here, and I'm actually gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I think I want to cut this shorter. Now that I see how much space I'm gonna need to write, I'm actually gonna cut it down a little bit just with my X-Acto knife. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So then I do need to cut it down just a little bit, because I did make it a little bit big. So just a hair. Honestly, that's really not needed, but I figured I would anyways. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So then, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist at times, I'm going to do it in pencil first, just so I can get the spacing right. So I need to write it a little bit bigger to fit it across here. That's pretty good. So now that I wrote that in, I'll just go over it with my gray mild liner. So this page, this is what it looks like. This is what I'm going to leave it as. I'm just going to leave it as kind of this at the top with the flags saying braid dump, and then at the bottom has the Baby Yoda washi. Super simple, and then I can just write in as needed what I want to write on here. On to the next page. So this one is going to be fun to do. I have ideas of what I want to do with this page, and I think it's going to turn out really good. I want it to be useful but functional at the same time. So the first box right here, this is actually going to be for important dates. Now, it is still a little bit early in January, so I don't have quite all of the dates that I normally would have. So I'm going to be adding onto this more later on. I actually think I'm going to do pencil again first. Just going to write it right up here. And I'm going to try, I know I tried it on the other page, but I'm changing to this gray color. So maybe it'll work a little bit better. So I'm going to try this and see how it turns out. Also, I typically wait to erase the pencil like an hour or two after I use the marker over the top, just because I don't want it to smear. And I don't really know that it would smear, but it might. Okay, so I have that written. I kind of want to try this, so I'm just going to go for it. P-O-R-T-A-N-T. Oh, I actually really like that. Yep, I'm sold. And I ended up using the 0.3 Energel Clenna instead of the 0.5. Oh, I really like that. It looks much more clear when you use like bigger letters, but here, let me give you a close-up. That's kind of what it looks like right there. I actually really like it, so that was a win. So then underneath that, I'm just going to use bullet points for my important dates. The ones that I know of right now, I have the 5th is my mom's birthday, the 8th, my 8-year-old has a doctor's appointment, and then the 14th is obviously Valentine's Day. So I'm going to have a ton of space to add things in as needed. But for now, these are the ones that I know I have. Okay, so I don't remember what time the appointment's at on the 8th, so I just left it blank, and I'll add that in a little bit. But I'm trying to debate if I should put a line underneath here. I think I'm going to. I feel like it needs a little bit of separation. Yep, okay, that's definitely what it needed. Okay, so this next area over here is going to be my favorites area. This one I'm pretty excited about. I'm always curious kind of what I'm into at certain parts of my life. So I'm kind of excited to see, you know, look back on this and see what I'm into at a certain time. This week or this month, I'm going to be doing my favorite app, my favorite podcast, my favorite food, and my favorite show. So again, I'm going to try this. So then I think I'm going to put another little line underneath here just to kind of separate it. And honestly, I don't even know if I need the lines. I don't know. We'll see how it grows on me. So my favorite app, which right now is the Lose It app. It is the app that I am currently using. Actually, I'm going to switch to my 0.5 Energel Clenna to write so it's a little bit thicker. So my favorite app right now is the Lose It app. It is the app I'm using for my weight loss journey. It tracks a little bit of everything. It has like my food, my exercise, my water. I can track my sleep on it. It has where you can track your carbs and your protein and all that stuff in your food. So it is awesome, and it has been a big help on my weight loss journey. So favorite podcast is something I want to put on here. Right now I am loving a show. It used to be called something else, but she just changed it. It's called The Emily Show now. It is with a lady, her name is Emily D. Baker, and she is a lawyer. And she talks all things legal jargon, but she dumbs it down for the everyday person like me. recently I listened to one about the insurrection and things like that, and I just love how she breaks it down and tells you legally, like, what they're talking about, what they're able to do. She does it with, like, court cases, and she does pop culture sometimes, but it's very fun to just kind of hear about all these things that, you know, you don't really understand, but then she breaks it down so you can. So I've been loving that. She also has a YouTube channel, but the podcast is what I listen to in the car and stuff like that. So my favorite food currently is avocado toast. I had it for breakfast today. It is like the perfect breakfast for me. It's got everything. It's got your protein in the egg, it's got your carb with the bread, and it's got your healthy fat with the avocado. Add on some everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's, and it is so good with coffee in the morning. And then my favorite show is The Mandalorian, hence the washi on the other page, because it is just such a fun show. I was such a Star Wars little person when I was growing up, and now that they're like are bringing it back again and all the new things, it's just so fun to watch. We watch it with our kids. My husband and I are very much enjoying it. Okay, so this next little section here is actually going to be for a quote of the month. I really kind of want to use this for me to look back on and have it be like a motivational quote. I am going to most likely almost always have some sort of motivational quote. I really kind of need the extra motivation for my weight loss journey. So I have been kind of looking around. I don't remember how to do a Q in cursive. We're going to make this up as we go. There we go. I should probably look that up, because at some point my second grader is going to be doing cursive. That looks really funky, but that's fine. I'll look it up for next week. And I guess I'll underline that too. Keep it going. So my favorite quote, or the quote that I found that kind of resonated with me right now, it says, it is, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. I feel like this is really important right now for me kind of getting back into my weight loss journey. I have a long ways to go, and having this kind of in the back of my head, you always feel like you're never going to get there, and that what you have, the equipment that you have, or the tools that you have at your disposal aren't enough. And I feel like that is really important to kind of remember, is that use what you have at home. Do what you can on that day. If you have a headache like that day, like I did yesterday, then, you know, take a day off and get back at it the next day. I took yesterday off because I had quite the headache. And today I went to the gym and I did a double workout to make up for not going yesterday. So I did what I could at the moment, and then I moved on and I got back at it the next day. I feel like that's really important to remember, and so I'm definitely going to kind of refer back to this throughout the month to remind myself that what I can do and what I have is enough, and I have to work and do what I can with what I have. Alright, so that's my quote for this month, and then the last section is going to take a little bit of time to kind of set up. I am going to be using this as a habit tracker. So habit trackers in the past, they work for me, but they don't work for me. It's really easy to start a habit and not follow through with it. With New Year's resolutions, you know, in January and things like that. My New Year's resolution this year was to lose 50 pounds. That is a lot. And I feel confident that I can do it. However, to get there, I need to make sure that I am doing everything I can to make myself successful. So tracking things throughout the month is one of them. I have a weight loss journal / planner that I use, which is my big source of support in all of this. But I have other habits that need tending to as well to make myself mentally healthy and all around healthy, not just losing weight. So that is what I'm going to track here. Now, this is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. However, I gotta try somewhere. So I don't really know how well I'm going to do keeping to this. I am motivated to use this, so hopefully it works. So this is going to be kind of tricky to set up. So it has this dot grid here, but it doesn't have, like, I'm doing it for 30 days out of the month. Actually, this is for February, so it'll be for 28 days, or 28 days. But it doesn't have 28 little dots to be able to do lines, so I'm going to have to do lines in between and kind of figure out how I'm going to set this up. But I like the idea of having it right in the beginning of the month, so when I look at my monthly calendar, this is the page right afterwards that I can refer to. And I'm hoping that I stick with it and fill this out every single day. There are some things on here that aren't necessarily weight loss related, but things that I still need to do. So the ones that I'm going to be tracking. First one is going to be a workout. Now, I probably won't work out every day, but I'm aiming for 5 days a week. So I will track those 5 days that I work out, and then the other 2 days I won't track it in here. Another one is going to be a no spend. Now, this one is specifically a no spend on planner supplies. I have so many planner supplies. So many planner supplies. And yeah, I just need to take a break. So the next one is going to be read 3 chapters every day. And that's in any book. The next one is going to be make the bed. So I feel like for me to be super successful and to have a good day, I need to start it out well. Making the bed, I feel like, is something that would just kind of put me in a good mood and set the mood for the entire day. And then I'm going to put clean sink. So this one is going to be, in particular, keeping the habit from Fly Lady and going to bed with a clean sink. Every single night, before I go to bed, the sink is going to be clean and it's going to be empty. There are going to be no dishes. So I'm starting out the next day well. I am going to track eating out. Now, this is going to be eating out, hopefully not very often. I want to track the days that we do not eat out, because we've been doing that a lot lately. And it's not that when we eat out, I still find healthy things, or I find things that are within my calories, but we just don't need to be doing it. The last thing I'm going to put on here is headaches. Now, this is something that I'm going to treat a little bit differently. I've been getting a lot of headaches lately, so I want some place to mark on here when I do get a headache. So this will be not necessarily if I go without a headache for the day. It'll be if I do have a headache on this day, I will put an X on there. I just kind of want to see how many days out of the month I end up having a headache, and then if it's a really big problem, like I think it might be, it's definitely time to head into the doctor and see what I can do. So I'm going to leave one blank because I'm not really quite sure if I want to add something in there. At the top here, I'm just going to put, actually, I know I did that, but I'm going to go over this with, I don't want that color. I'm just messing it all up. There we go. I want this gray color. And I'm going to do that kind of cursive thing again. Okay, so then I have to figure out here how I'm going to set this up. Let me see. Okay, there's 21, which actually isn't that bad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure it out this way. Maybe this will, instead of counting the lines, maybe I can do this. So we'll see. There's 4.5 inches. How many little lines then? Okay, so this in here is 4.5 inches. And in that 4.5 inches, there are 72 little lines. So then I take 72, and then there's 28 days in the month. And that brings me to around 2.5 lines per day. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 2 lines, 1, 2, and then a half. So there's my first day. Okay, so I got all those lines done. It was a little touch and go for a while. They're not the best. They're not the straightest. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be great. It just has to be there. I don't care if all of the boxes are the same size or not. So honestly, it will probably get better as I go on. I'll probably get better at it, but who knows? It might just look a little bit janky. But it's okay. As long as it's functional, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to write the numbers in at the top. Another thing I might do next time is this top box, instead of making it too wide, I don't know why I just wrote 26, 23, 24. I actually think I might have an extra one. 26, 27, 28. So I have 2 extras, but that's okay. I'll just do it. It's good to know that that's the measurements for like a normal month too. So this is February. There'll only be 28 days, but that's okay. So yeah, next time instead of doing 2 spaces at the top, I'll probably only do 1. And then I'll have 2 extra boxes at the bottom to add in for whatever. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to leave it at. So this is what the whole page looks like. I have this section, which is my important dates for anything that comes up that I can think of. And then over here, I have my favorites to put in, the favorites at the beginning of the month. This week, or this month, is my favorite app, my favorite podcast, my favorite food, and my favorite show. That might change every month. I'm not really quite sure. Over here is a quote that I find that I enjoy, that I want to remember for the entire month to kind of focus on and center myself in regards to mental health or physical health or whatever it may be. And then this area at the bottom is going to be for a habit tracker to track various things over here. This month I have tracking my workout, tracking a no spend, tracking reading 3 chapters, tracking making the bed, cleaning the sink, eating out, and tracking my headaches. Alright, so this month for February, this is how I set up my notes pages. I have my brain dump on this side, and then I have all of these different categories over here. I absolutely love how it turned out. I'm very excited. This is going to be very functional for me, yet also looks nice and has a little bit of decoration. I really didn't add too much decoration to this side. Maybe next month I'll add something up here, maybe some flowers in the corner. I'm not really quite sure. I enjoy it the way it is, and it looks like it's going to be very functional for me. I'm excited about it. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. And that's it. I hope you guys all have an awesome day, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.